Hi there, and welcome to this overview of the brand new Retro Multi-Effects plugin, Flavor Pro. Flavor Pro brings powerful vintage modern style effects for MPC standalone, desktop, with VST and AU versions. Flavor Pro has been designed to manipulate samples, melodics, vocals, drum loops to keyboard plug-in instruments, giving you today's lo-fi sound and that classic era of retro sampling made famous by Akai. Flavor Pro will transform your MPC standalone into a whole new effects experience, adding some vintage magic to your productions. So let's go back in time and take a look at Flavor Pro. The first thing you'll see are the 6 powerful effects modules providing immersive lo-fi control, adding color and endless possibilities. You have pitch to control wobble and flutter, emulating classic analog equipment. Distortion, so you can add warmth and saturation to your tracks. Digital allows you to control sample rates and bit reduction. Vinyl for the emulation of real records. Volume for that classic tape dropouts. And timbre for EQ profiles. You then have a master intensity control, high and low pass filters, stereo width, and gain control. Now, to instantiate Flavor Pro, we can do this a number of ways. Let's open up our channel strip, and now we can apply Flavor Pro to our individual pads. So if we want to color a snare or a melodic or even a vocal, we can do that. So let's take this string, I'm going to hit Inserts, and we're going to go to Harmonic folder, and now we have Flavor Pro. So I'm going to go down to a preset, Corrupted Tape, and now let's bypass the plugin, and you can hear a massive difference of the color Flavor Pro brings. Now let's remove Flavor Pro from our pad, and now we're going to go to our Program tab where we can apply Flavor Pro across our whole drum program. Or we can apply it to a plugin, we can use a key group, or even clips and audio tracks to add flavor to your productions. So let's open up Flavor Pro here. I have an instance already running. Turn it on. And now we've got the Akai ST1 reel-to-reel. If you click on presets, we can go to the 3300. We have SP1200, 3000, MPC60, to gramophones, radio effects, to classic VHS. So now we're going to dive in and have a look at each individual module and all of the powerful effects to customize your sound. Now, the first effects module is pitch. This allows us to control wobble and flutter and the behavior of analog equipment such as tape machines and vinyl records. So we can turn our effect on and off, increase and decrease the depth, add variation, and we can balance between the fast and slow modulation. We can increase our fast rate by moving through different frequencies. We can add pitch drift and stereo widening to our sound. And we can dial our depth back. Then we can use our cross mod to add even more intensity. Now let's press diff, increase our X mod, and you can really hear the sound open up. Let's increase our depth, and let's bypass. Back on. Bypassed. The next effect is distortion, allowing you to add saturation and the warm magic of analog to your sound. Now, with 9 different distortion models, you can dial in everything from amp classics, heavy, tube, transformers, to diodes and digital. Now we're going to use an 808 using the transformer. And now let's turn it on. Now already we've got that modern sound to make our 808 pop through the speakers. Now you also have a high and low pass and a smooth filter, so you can really dial in where you want the saturation and a mix and dry setting. Our next effect is digital, which allows us to control sample and bitrate reduction. This is iconic to the sound of vintage and classic samplers. So I'm going to use a sample of a Rhodes, and we're going to dive in and look at the features. So let's trigger a sample. Let's turn it on. And now I'm going to increase the depth. We can add variation. And now we can bring down our bit rate. We can bring down our sample rate, add in more artifacts to our sound. We then have a high and low pass filter and a smooth control. And then we can increase the amount of glitch and the length. We have envelope follower control and stereo widening. The next is vinyl emulation. Have you ever wanted to control exactly how a record behaves? Well, now you can. You can control the crackle, the clicks, pops, hum, rumble, and noise emulations to create whatever type of record that you want. We also have control over the tone, apply an envelope follower, release time, and stereo widening. The next effect is volume, which emulates tape and dropouts, very classic to reel-to-reels. Adding this with vinyl will really take your productions into that old school space. So let's start by increasing our depth and variation, and then we're going to go over to dropouts, and we're going to increase the amount of dropouts on the tape. So we can increase our fast frequency, add drift. Now we'll go to slow dropouts, move over to slow. Having these controls allow you to really dial in the behavior of reel-to-reel tape. Our last effect, EQ profiles under timbre. This gives you 32 creative EQ profiles to really dial in your sound. You have everything from modern boomboxes, gramophones, classic digital, radio resistors that you can blend with Flavor Pro's emulations. We've also added master controls, so you can control the intensity of how much of the effect that you want on your track. You also have a high and low pass filter to dial down and grain the track even more, along with stereo widening and master gain. Flavor Pro also covers a vast collection of presets covering everything from lo-fi, classic samplers, guitar and drum effects, through to vocal presets and VHS and cassette tape. Now let's take a listen to some of the presets. This is the MPC 60. Bypassed. On. You can hear that 12-bit punch coming through the production. Make your loops sound like dusty records. This takes sampling, creating beats and hip hop. VHS. Now let's drop a guitar sample. As soon as you engage Flavor Pro, it takes the track to a whole new dimension, giving it feel, dimension, and vibe with the sound of vinyl and tape and 12-bit. Bypass on. Let's take a melodic. This is gramophone. Completely turning the melodic around. It's dialing more intensity. Now let's take a listen to Flavor Pro using Fabric XL. Clean piano, engaged. Completely different vibe. Adding Flavor Pro to your productions adds a whole new different dimension to your sound. Now let's take a Rhodes. Adding the magic of pitch, distortion, vinyl, and tape wobble. Thanks for watching this overview of a brand new Flavor Pro for MPC Standalone, Desktop, and VST and AU. I'm Andy Mack, and it's been a pleasure taking you back in time.